Okay, Crazy Earth. First thing you'll notice is that the green face is bandaged and the white face is bandaged. And the other faces, the outside spins independently of the centre or is unbandaged. The first thing I'm going to do is solve the first 4 inside edges of the yellow face. One's already solved there. To do that, I'm just going to turn them up into place, and I'm also going to use the green and the white faces to manipulate the pieces into position if they're out of position like that. So in this case, I'll turn it down onto the white face, turn it off of that orbit, turn that back up into position, and then I can place it any way I please. In this case, I've got a yellow there that I can turn up, and so it's best if it's on this orbit so that I can turn it up like that. That's solved. With that being solved, I'm going to then do the 2 edges that are opposite the green bandaged face. The opposite is the blue, so I'm going to do these 2 edges on that centre layer. And how I'm going to do that is, one's already solved. I'm going to put it onto the white, turn it off of this orbit, turn that back up, and turn this one down, replace it, turn it up. So now I've got that done. The next thing I'm going to do is solve these 2. One's already done. The other one I'm just going to solve by, if it's not on this bottom row here, if it's not on this bottom face, you can turn it onto the bottom face. But I'm just going to do the same procedure of turning it down, turning it around, turning it up, and it'll be solved. Next thing I'm going to do is 3 of the 4 white inside edges. One there. I can just turn it down. Turn one that I want to remove, and turn it out, just to bring everything else back into alignment. And I've got one there. I can just do the same thing. Turn it in, turn it around, turn it up. Right. The next thing is these two inside edges on that. To continue the row around, continue that layer around and solve that. So I'm going to use this piece here to solve those. So I want to turn one of those colours into there. So for example, if I turn that down into that white layer, white face, turn that around and turn that out, now I've got the red one in there that I can insert. Turn it down a couple of times and up, and that's in there. Next one is this one. I'll replace that one with it. So just turn one down, turn it out, and that one will then be able to go into there. So if I turn that around like that, turn the one that I want to save in position up to here, like that, turn that one in, and bring the one that I wanted to save essentially back down to there. I hope that makes sense. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this with a white one finally. Now that I've done those 2, I can replace that with a white one. To do that, I'll put a white one in here, so I'll just turn it into there, and then I'll replace it by turning the one I want to save out, turning that one into its place, and turning the saved one back. The next thing I'll do, what I've done is I've solved all of this around here, except for the front. I'm not concerned about this at the moment. I've solved the bottom and the top. What I'm going to do is solve all these ones in the bottom row here. First I'll turn this blue one, turn the blue one, I'll turn it to the back, line up with that, it'll make things a bit easier to see. What I'll do then is I'll replace this green one with a red one from the top. There's the red one on the top. I'm just going to put it onto the front, put the green one that I wanted to replace onto the front face, turn it 2 turns up to the top, put the red one onto it, turn it 2 turns down to the bottom again, and now it's in its position where I wanted it. Turn it back and it's there. The next one is the orange one. I'll look for an orange one in the top row. I've got one. I'll just put it to the side, turn that one on to the bandaged face, turn it up, replace it with the orange one, see how it stays with the white one there, and turn it back down and around. Now I'm going to actually put that red one where it belongs. I've got a blue one there just lined up with the back and the top. I'm going to do this top row. What I'll do is put it where it belongs here, right, turn it up, put it where it belongs, and magically I've got that replaced. So I'll move along to this edge. I've got to replace that one with that. To do that on the side here, you just turn it in and replace where that was with that. And we're done. Step 2 is to complete all of these outside edges. To do that, I'm going to start with the white. I'm going to use the white as a down face again, and I'm going to look for something in the top row, or the top layer here, that has white facing up. I've got 2. How lucky am I? The first one I'll choose to do is this one here, which is the orange one. I'll turn it off to the side there. 2 turns of this. Replace it onto there. 2 turns down, and that's it. The green one is a little bit harder because I'll muck it up if I try to do it on the green bandaged face. I'll muck up some of these inside edges. So what I'll do is turn it off to the side onto an unbandaged face, do 2 turns, turn it on and turn it back down, then turn it in. Oh, magic. Where are we? I've got to have opportunity to show you what I can do here. Oh yeah, what you should do here. Here's a chance. This one's down there on the bandaged face. I'll need to be careful not to muck up the bandaged face here. So I'll turn it off onto an unbandaged area, turn it out, turn it back down. What I can do if this is upside down is I can turn it the correct way by turning one of these faces down, turning that into it, turning that back up, and that's put that upside down. So if I do need to turn it upside down, I can turn this face in, turn this one up, and that will put that the correct way up. Then I can turn it away, turn it up, on and down. Done. Next thing I'm going to do is this centre row. I'm going to look for some outside edge pieces in the top that don't have yellow on them. There's one, and I'm going to put it into there. I can just turn that in simply by turning it down, down, up, up. the ones with the green on them have to be treated a little bit differently. Ones with the green on them need to be turned to the opposite side of their matching face. So there. Then I need to turn that 2 turns. Turn the piece in then to line up with its respective front colour, like that. Like that colour there matches the face. And turn it into this edge that I've placed there. Down, down, up, up. Now that it's turned in, I have to turn the white piece back on and do 2 turns. I hope that made sense. Now it's back in its correct spot. Let's do it again. Okay. There's the green and red. It needs to be on the orange because that's its opposite face. So it needs to be on the opposite side to where it's going to go. Then 2 turns of the red face turns the whole game upside down so that we can attack this corner. If we do it here, it will muck up the inside edges. So 2 turns from the top, down, down, up, up, places it, 2 turns on the top to put that back on, 2 turns of that face, of the front face, whatever you want to call it, so turn it back down to there, and that's solved. The last one should be relatively easy. You can just do it in its place instead of mucking around like that. Down, down, up, up. The next thing I'm going to do is just treat this like a normal 3x3 cube in this instance, and I'm going to do it away from this. So let's turn it to there. These are the outside edges. These outside edges are the normal pieces of your 3x3 cube, the normal edge pieces. So if I go front, up, right, up, back, right, back, front, back, that will then orientate them. That's a fairly common 3x3 manoeuvre. Let's find a face there that is all joined and matched. Put it onto your green or your bandaged edge, and these ones here need to be rotated. I'm just going to use zoom to do that. Right, up, right back, up, right, up to right back, and they are orientated like that, or they are rotated like that. That's with the green bandaged face at the front and the matched pieces there. Let's have a look at parity. You can see I've got 2 solved edges, but 2 edges remain unsolved. In this case they're opposite each other. I want to put them adjacent to each other, so with the bandaged face as the front, I'm just going to perform soon again. And that puts them adjacent to each other. I need to turn the cube upside down to perform the parity alg, so that I've got a bandaged face on the top and a bandaged face on the front. I've also got the 2 unsolved edges and the right and the rear. Now, in order to set up for the parity alg on the earth, I'm going to have to do 2 turns. I'm going to have to turn right 2, back 2. That puts those 2 unsolved edges on the back and the right position, and then I'm going to perform the parity alg, which is R, U minus, R, U, R, U, R, U minus, R minus, U minus, R2, U. Then I just have to put those 2 edges back, back 2, right 2, and you'll see that the parity's been overcome.